Hi, everybody. My plan is to give you a quick overview of the course in maybe 10 minutes or less. But if there are some assignments that I might give you more details on later, of course. Okay, this is your home page. Every class is set up a little differently. Mine is set up to have 3 announcements at the most here. So if you ever need to see, by the way, this one, if you have not looked at that one already, that one is my short 1 minute long introduction. Here, see right here. And those pictures and things like that don't go to email, so maybe you missed that. Go ahead and watch that. It is like 1 minute long. And if you ever need to see more announcements, just click that page right there and you'll see everything. Of course, right now there is only that one. Your syllabus, I consider like the fine print of the course, kind of like your car. When you buy a car, the warranty and everything is all there. You go, okay, I know it's there, but you don't always look at it until you need it. But I would like you to make a quick run through of what's in here, just so you know it's there. You'll notice we've got 2 different textbooks for this course, both by the same author, just a little different. And when it's time, I'll show you how to find your reading later when you're ready, because that'll be different for each module. There's a section here about Turnitin. All of your writing assignments will go through Turnitin, which is a plagiarism detector. And I want you to pay attention to the little colored, we call the little colored flag next to your grade. As soon as you submit something, or within just a few minutes, you'll see a little colored flag with a percentage. And sometimes students will plagiarize without meaning to, without intending to, or you quote something and forget to do the citation, and that will flag it. Also, students can't see the plagiarism detector for the use of AI. We can see that as instructors, so be careful with that. I will ask questions before I make any assumptions on anything, okay, though? Um, there's course policies, things like due dates and whatever. You notice my makeup policy or my grace period policy. I have one. 3 extra days for the discussions, and you have 7 extra days for all other assignments. And once that grace period is over, the assignment will be closed and you won't be able to get points for it or anything. There is a place later in the course where you get to submit one assignment that you've made up. But if something happens, like you get sick or your computer goes out, that's what the grace period is before. So always aim for the due date, because after the grace period's over, you won't be able to submit that anymore. Um, Down here, a little bit about the different assignments you have. See where it says video activities and knowledge checks? Those do not count toward your grade. They are simply for your own use. You might find them helpful, but they are not required, the video activities and the knowledge checks. Reflection and action assignments, case studies are writing assignments. Make sure use your best writing for that. This one here, though, the Personal Leadership Development Plan, PLDP, that's due the last week of class, and it is worth 25% of your grade. Now, that's a lot, and it's the last week, so that's a big thing. I think I'm going to have that due on Saturday just to give me a little extra time to grade those. But I will say that when you'll have assessments that come up throughout I'll find one and show you what I'm talking about. And then we'll get back to that. Notice that the course is worth 1,050 points. So instead of 900 points for an A, you need 945, that kind of thing. Down here at the bottom of the syllabus, when everything is due. And this looks like a lot for the first module, but see things like this self-assessment. Those are the things that there's a small number of points, I believe, for those, but you will do those to help you prepare for this reflection and action assignment. So make sure you save these self-assessments, download those to your laptop or print them out. Well, download them is even better because you're going to be using those in that very last assignment. Yeah, so this is the bottom of the syllabus, but let's go to the page here for all the assignment or the modules page. Let's go to that first. Now, every week I will send out an announcement. You'll be getting that every Monday that says, okay, it's time to start module whatever. And so module 1, there will be a link that will take you to module 1, and you'll see the reading assignments here. There are links to the reading assignment. There are the self-assessments here. Those are I think those are PDFs, maybe. and then a module exam. But let's look over here. It's always good to look through the module one page at a time. And you'll notice here, it's just the objectives. It tells you what you're going to be covering. And you might say, okay, just take a quick run through for that. And then click next. And you will notice the learning activities and reading. Now, like I said, there's two different copies of the text or two completely different texts. And modules, or the sixth edition of Intro to Leadership, you will access by going to the modules page, which is where we just were. You remember the links I was showing you there? That's for the modules page. Again, supplemental activities, there's no credit for those. But let's go back to the modules page here. You can click it here or off to the side and look for it. So that's learning activities for Module 1. Module 2 has the same access to, tells you where to get your text. Module 3 uses the other text, and it will tell you how to access those. So this is the 9th edition, and it says you can access the Leadership by Nordhaus 9E through the textbook link, and that is right here. I won't click on it because I'm not really a student and nothing's going to happen there. And there again, the supplemental activities. You have discussions, and they will be linked in the module. Everything's in the module that you need. Now, the discussions only have 3 extra days. You'll notice here, due on the 16th. That's where I would like for you to get your first post in, but you have until the 19th, which is the end of the grace period, to do your replies. Okay, if you want to get it all done by the 16th, that's absolutely wonderful. So you have 4 assignments. I might make some adjustments to some of those. This one here, your leadership vision in Module 7, you will use that leadership division in your personal development plan at the end of the semester. Okay, if I were to grade, every time you have a writing assignment, I will make written comments. And if you click on the grades here, actually, when I'm done grading something, you'll see a little symbol right here. It'll say you have 1 thing graded or 2 or whatever. And if you click on that, it'll take you to this page. And right here is where you'll see the comments. Now for the exams, everything's automatically graded. I won't have any written comments there. This is optional, no written comments, but the reflection and action assignments, when I'm done grading that, you will see right here a little bubble with, like, I won't say a cartoon bubble, but you know what I mean. Then you could click on to see comments, or you can click the assignment itself, and then you'll see right up here, if you click there, you'll see the assignment or the comments that I leave you, and then you could reply to the comment right there. Okay. And let's go back to grades again. They see where it says you can calculate. I've never been able to try this because I'm not really a student, but if you unclick that, it will show your grade based on everything that's been graded so far. And again, 1,050 points. But you can kind of play around with it and see, like, what if I got this grade here? I don't know if you need that, but it's there. And what else? Maybe we'll take a look at the personal leadership development. I get always mixed up, PLDP, PDLP. Now let's go to modules. The assignments, just have them all in order by due date. Oh, very important, at the very top of the modules page, the resources. Definitely check out the instructor's communication plan. That talks about things like the 3-day grace period for discussion, 7 for everything else. Some of that stuff we already covered. One important thing is, if I have a question about your assignment, or if you didn't complete it fully, like you only wrote 100 words and 300 words are required, as long as the assignment is still open, I will allow you the option to resubmit, in which case I might give you a grade of 1 point, and that's just to get your attention. It mentions that in here somewhere. Yeah, I'll make sure it's in there. You get a grade of 1 point, and that's to get your attention. It doesn't mean you have a grade of 1 point. There we go. Okay, and then back to the modules, and we're going to look in Module 8, which is where that personal leadership development plan is. Oh, before I do that, Island of Missing Assignments right there is their chance to make up 1 missed assignment at the end of the semester. Oh, I have it locked. I have that locked. I don't mean to have that locked. But yeah. Okay, so let's go back to Well, you won't need that till the end of the semester anyway, when you see if you've missed anything. So back here, the personal leadership development plan, worth 250 points out of 1050. Yes, that's a big chunk of change there. And there will be a couple of things. I will post some kind of information or a little video clip or something specifically on this assignment to give you more details later. But I would say definitely download that, check it out, and this document right here, and that will help guide you to doing this assignment. Notice it says, label them, please. Label them, please. I think I said it 3 times. Label each part. Sometimes instructors, the first thing we do when we look at an assignment to grade it is we look at the things that are completely objective. If it says 4 pages, do you have 4? If it says 500 words, do you have 500 at least? All those things are, you know, it's not just a matter of how do I think about how the work you did, but it's the objective things, not the subjective. Anyway, that is all I can think of. And if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to uh, message me. Going to the inbox right there is probably the best way